This is gonna be a rant. I'm gonna be rude because it was the middle of the night when I figured all this out, and I was like, what the fuck? But also, we're also gonna be talking about pedo stuff and fandoms and toxicity pretty much, and let me break this down to you. I'm just gonna assume everybody that talks about this, like they know what they're talking about, and they fucking don't, is usually like the ages from embryo to like 23, I assume. So this is a controversy where people are mad that person aged up a character and are calling them either a pedo or saying that they did something wrong by that, or that they are trying to sexualize a minor specifically, even though they aged up the character, so they're not a minor, so that point is moot. But whatever. But they're all doing that as they're in a fandom, making fan art, and supporting a show that actually sexualizes minors. If you've ever watched this show, you know there are specific scenes and fan baiting shit that sexualizes the minor character, but they're calling someone who aged up characters, that means actively making the characters not a child, a pedophile. And people are doubling down and sticking to their guns about them doing something wrong, as they supported and are in the fandom of a show that sexualizes minors, the thing that they're claiming someone else did, but they're in the fan and the person made them not a... I'm gonna explain more of why this is stupid in my opinion, but do you see why I'm having a stroke? Okay, we're gonna be talking about this Erin Clover situation. This is kind of stupid, and it's kind of the reason why sometimes I see children or younger people making videos, and they'll ask for advice and things like that, then not take it because they don't have the common sense to try to apply this to any other situation, and they end up being hypocrites, and this is kind of what the situation turned out to be for me. It's very frustrating and irritating. As someone who does not like people aging up characters for the sole purpose of them being sexual, it's just kind of weird to me. I even have to admit in the situation that's fucking stupid, and that this girl got all this backlash for absolutely no fucking reason. I think they did as best as they could to even just be accommodating, which they did not have to do in this type of situation. I don't think they did shit else wrong, and this is fucking stupid, and this is why children need to shut the fuck up and stop doing stuff for saying shit or calling people pedos or saying somebody's wrong for something when they're just the hypocrisy. But they're babies and feed that shit. Surprise. If you don't know the situation, basically this person is being crucified and called a pedo and harassed, which I think most people that aren't like brain dead are under the assumption of the pedo thing too much. They're being called all this stuff and saying that they're wrong for what they did because they aged up the minor characters from My Hero Academia and put them in sexual situations. Well, basically made an SFW out of them. And while you guys know I feel uncomfortable with that specific thing, it's not terrible. It's barely a crime. It's just weird and uncomfortable for me in my feelings. A lot of people don't understand that just because you feel a certain way about something doesn't make it wrong. If only children understood that. But then again, their faces should know to shut up and stop trying to. Let me tell you why this stuff. One, when is it okay? Because it seems like it's one rule for one person, another rule for somebody else. When is it okay to age up characters and put them in maybe sexual situations? Is it okay for a show like Naruto, where you literally see from birth to adulthood? Well, if you count Naruto, putting in Naruto or Boruto, right? If you count all of that, is it okay to sexualize Naruto in his adult form? Or is it not okay because we knew him as a child? Like, when is it not okay? Even then, you can't even make the excuse of, well, we saw them grow the entire time. Everybody doesn't watch the show, but they might watch Naruto and then be like, oh, I like Boruto and I like the look of Naruto. Is it because they look older? What is looking older? Is it being taller? Most everybody in My Hero Academia is short as hell. The old lady character, short. Most of the adults, not that tall or taller than the fucking students. Everybody looks short and stubby. That's kind of the part of the art side. It's like saying if a chibi adult exists, that'd be like trying to sexualize minors because they're chibi. It's like, what? They all look chibi. Yeah, but like adults should look like older, which means like a beard, I guess. I guess on guys it's just a beard. Well, about characters without beards. My biggest problem is that the problem people have is that they're sexualizing a minor, which they're literally not doing. They're literally not doing that. They're literally taking the problem out of the equation, probably because that makes them feel uncomfortable as well. They're like, oh, this is a minor character? I'm not attracted to kids, so let me take that out. Again, this is where I don't understand where the line is and when is it okay to cross listen, let's say there's a character, because there are several. If you've ever watched anime, I feel like, for a good amount of years, you would know this. There are characters just like Bakugo. So you're telling me if we take Bakugo's personality and throw it into an adult, and someone makes it a completely different show where they're all adults, I can't like that character because it's so similar to Bakugo. Hell, they could look like Bakugo. Well, does that mean that it's not okay? I don't get it. I don't understand where the sexualization of minors are. If you're just saying like, okay, well, that's the implication, again, where's the line? Because guess what? Real life shows do that, where they take adult characters, have them be minors, and put them in sexual situations. Hell, the show itself. People talk about how people did not watch the show. The show itself sexualizes the characters, but you're still watching it. You're still participating in the fandom. You're still encouraging them to continue to do that. There were scenes like they were jumping up and down. Sounds weird. They were jumping up and down in like cheerleading outfit. Is that not okay? Well, no, I guess it's okay because it's the writers of the show. They were in like a hot springs moment, which did not need to happen. And there was a great boy being a pervert. When is it good and when is it not? Apparently it's okay for the show to do that, but apparently it's not okay for this girl to age up a character so they can be an adult. Hell, even if you want to give the excuse, oh, they look not like an adult or what. The one girl, the black one that was in that controversy, the bunny one, she looks young. When I first saw her, I assumed that she was one of the students until I saw that one clip of her talking. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're a hero as well. What about them? Is that like, okay, well, that's too young looking, you got really nice skin, there's nothing really adult about you. You can't say boobs because almost all of the girls have big boobs. Now I think about it, again with sexualizing the characters in the show, one of the girls just has her boobs out, so again, it's okay for the writers to do it, but apparently, okay, whatever. But you're not gonna call the writers a pedophile because then you'd have to stop watching your favorite show. It's so obvious that you guys are children. And the male character is like, okay, well, you could have gave him a beard. Why would Bakugo have a beard that young? Doesn't even make sense if you think about an aged person. But even if you didn't give him a beard, there are many people who are adults without beards, with nice skin. There are many people with beards. What is a beard the defining factor of whether they're adult or not? Again, even if you want to play on height, isn't like Grandmaster Pops, I forget his name, but like the old guy who jumps around, isn't he like 4 foot nothing? That's not even 4 foot. He's like 3 foot nothing. Oh, but he has wrinkles. What about that one lady? Oh, I forgot her name. The lady that was like with the guy who could see into time. You know exactly who I'm talking about. What was her name? Bubble Girl? I don't know. She was blue. You know who I'm talking about. What about her? She's youthful. She could pass as a kid. If it was like she was a trainee or it was like a work study thing, I would believe it. Does that mean that that's weird? Whether she's an adult or not, she looks not like an adult. So does it work in the reverse or no? It doesn't seem like it does. Even the argument that, oh, it would give a bad message to the minors, it was in a Patreon. It was in Patreon under a paywall. What minor can just freely, what minor with good parents can just freely spend money on Patreon every day? I don't even care if it's $1 a day. Mom, you're gonna have to ask your mom and dad most likely to get that money. Most minors who are looking at that type of content, or rather the ones that would seem it's inappropriate, because it's not bad for minors to look at that type of stuff. And even if you think it's gonna be a bad impact on them, honestly, I think they're critical. I can't even say that I think they're, because I don't think when you're grown up as an internet baby that's the case. But most people, I feel like, aren't entirely stupid, because I would say you'd probably be the age of maybe 16, 17 by the time you are able to just use money like that or get gift cards and shit to be able to access that type of thing on a monthly basis to see that content. Even a one-time thing to see that content. I think you have enough common sense to know when you get older that you should be dating people your age, nor does even drawing ASFW of characters that you've made clear are adult, which is aging them up. You've made it clear by aging them up that they are adult. Would that even, like, what will that, what? Even if you say, which somebody made this argument, which is irritating, that would mean that children would expect that at that age, expect like they should have to be sexual at that age. How does that work? That's literally like saying them watching porn does. I would love to see someone genuinely make that argument about porn. You'd look like a fucking idiot. This is no different. A lot of these arguments I see, which are fucking stupid, are by children and fetuses, which is why I'm not even trying to be more nice, but I wanted to be more nice at the beginning of this, but it's just fucking stupid. Even then, going outside of this, when would this be only okay? Is it only okay because minors might be watching? Well, guess what minors also might be watching? Grown-ass adults being portrayed as children and being in sexual situations. How many shows on Netflix, Hulu, cable do that y'all are watching today and that you guys support today? You draw fan art of it, you make merch of it, you can support the actors or actresses portraying those children in sexual situations all the fucking time. That's in our media all the time. People act like fucking the US media is so squeaky clean. It's fucking not. We do that shit all the fucking time. Is that okay? Oh, but no, that's not okay because they're adult. Oh, wait, that makes no sense. They're adult playing child characters, but being put in sexual situations. But you'll still watch, but you'll still support that. But someone on a private Patreon where someone has to pay money just to be able to get Pornhub doesn't even have you pay money. I can look at that type of stuff right now on Pornhub. But because someone in the privacy under a paywall to their fan after aging up a character did that, they should be crucified, and it's wrong for them to do that. Do you see where I don't understand this argument? Also, the fucking show you guys are bitching about does that as well. They actively do it and do not hide it. But it's okay for them to do it and you're still a fan and you're not calling them a pedo and you continue to watch that fucking show. And I'm sure many shows have done it. Hell, even I was talking about Naruto earlier and they fucking did it to their child characters, that they have made it a point to not even age up. They are children. Kill me. The hypocrisy and stupidity burn my nostril. I'm having a stroke. I personally find this uncomfortable, but I am also an adult with a brain cell who has common sense, and because of that I can think critically on this matter and see that we're fucking hypocrites if we're chastising this person this much. Even saying that even making a whole video about it is too much in this circumstance, because I would never do that for a TV show. I would never do that for any of these other shit, and no one else would either, because this is a child fan base of a show who also, with their minor characters that you're fucking talking about, over-sexualizes them. Also, how I realize that pedophile means you're attracted to children and you're actively going out of your way to make something not about a child. That doesn't make any sense. You can't take child out of pedophile and still be like they're a pedophile. No, they are a legal adult. That does not equal pedophile. That might equal weird or borderline uncomfortable, but that's a personal thing. Facts say if they're not a child, it can't be pedo stuff. That's facts and logic. I'm sorry. Not also to mention, as we're talking about art style here, again, does that mean that if the characters are chibi, whether they're adult or not, it's still sexualizing children? Because chibi art is notorious for being short, big-headed, youthful, cute-looking characters. Is that how it works now? Apparently not. But this is somehow something cancelable. You're all just because they're baby fetuses, they don't even understand how complicated, nuanced, and non-black and white the situation is. But you'll never call the writer of that show a pedo because it's your favorite show and you like it. Hell, it might even be your favorite show, but because you like it. Because you like these characters. Because you want something to complain about. Because you want to chastise someone. Because you want to be an adult and not listen to the adults around you saying, hey, this might not be the look. You may not be thinking about this critically and may not be thinking about all the other avenues on which this could be bad that you are excusing, because that's not going to get you likes on Twitter. It's not going to get you views on YouTube. I'm not saying this girl should have done this, that this is the best thing in the world. I'm saying she shouldn't have been harassed. Somebody shouldn't have been telling her that she's wrong or that she needs to apologize. Any of that. She's not a pedo at all. Period. It's not okay to sit here and dunk on her because she doesn't like something. It's called a block button. It's called don't pay for her Patreon. It's called don't look at her shit. But you're gonna do that anyways. Could you do that with the shows that I was talking about earlier? Because even though those shows are weird, and you would have to call those people pedo, which you would never do. You just don't watch those shows, or you just don't tell anybody about that. You just end up doing it anyways. But hypocrisy is fine because I do hypocrisy behind closed doors. I don't get chastised for it. It's to a point where it does affect real life, but also in this type of way, to where if somebody is in a public figure and they used to be a minor, people will genuinely start getting up in their ass about dating people who are older than them when they get older, and that's weird and that's uncomfortable. I've seen it. It's like that's the type of thing you're cultivating, of like, oh, I know this person as a child, they can never be anything else. It's not like people age. Again, I find this shit weird, but it's not like people don't age. Point of this whole controversy is that this person sexualizing children. But the person's not a child. So your point is moot. Like, do you get what I'm saying? You can find it weird. You can block them. You can say, I don't like that. But the rest of this shit is unnecessary. And it very much shows you guys' age. It shows my age that I'm even talking about this shit. It's just stupid. And people are so dead set that this is such a problem. And it's like, alright, cool. Whatever you say. Person who doesn't think. Okay, I'm being rude. Just think and think what you're saying. This person is a pedophile because they're attracted to a character that they specifically made not a child. The child part, like the not a child part specifically. Just say that over and over again. They made this person not a child. This person is not a child. This person is not a child. And you continue to say pedophile. I don't understand. I get the implication of what you're trying to say, but that's just not, just because you want it, God. Because I want something to be a potato so bad does not mean that it's a potato, okay? I can want it to be a carrot as much as I want, alright? I could want Goku to be a carrot, to be carrot, kilowatts, and carrot cake as much as I want him to be. He will not be that because I want it to be the implication that that's his name or that's who he is. And even then, the conversation I'm having, we have to have a whole other conversation about what is right, where the line is, what we don't cross. And honestly, I've drawn my lines in the sand, but some of y'all haven't even seen the line. Y'all even came to the beach yet. Y'all still, not even in the car. Y'all still saying, I'm get ready, I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes, and you're still in bed, haven't got up, haven't taken a shower. You don't even know what line, you don't even know I drew the line in the damn sand. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Just remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out.